We are live. It is church day. It is church day. Live with John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. Well, hello. Thank you for coming back over here. It's actually showing I had nobody in here. Thank you, Lions, for coming back over here. I was asked the name of the picture book I've been going through on my last two live videos. So I figured I'd come on here and share that with you guys. That last live video I did on here the other day, it got 4,500 views already, which is cool, which is way cool. Now I'm showing this, I got a new nickname for me, the Frisco Kid. That's what I'm going to start calling myself, or you guys can call me the Frisco Kid. I was asked by some brothers back in 2013, 2012. They were questioning me all about the Hells Angels, and they were like, well, where'd you hang out? And I was like, Frisco. And they're like, you mean Oakland? And I was like, no, Frisco. And they were like, well, we don't know. And the picture tells 1,000 words right there. Look at those patches. Those are old school patches. Old school. These guys that I hung around with as a kid, Old Man John and Sonny and all the other ones, veterans. They taught me a lot. I think they even had me crawling under that bus right there, probably changing the damn oil or something for them so they didn't have to crawl on the ground, if I remember right. But that's old school, people. That's an old school patch right there. And you notice how they got their backs turned too? Because it's a photo op, people. They didn't want to show their face. We didn't call each other by name. They called me kid, and I called them brother. This, I made a video on TikTok. You lions that are on TikTok, please, the video I just looked, I think I made it yesterday, maybe the other evening, but it has 18,000 views. So if you can go to that TikTok page, my TikTok page, and just reshare it, let's see if we can get this picture viral. That would be so much appreciated. It really would. But I can guarantee you this was a photo op. These people plan ahead. This was 50 plus years ago. I'm thinking 55 years ago, probably 55 years ago. They plan ahead. This was meant for me to wake me up on what was going on, bring back memories. It's a photo op, people. That's how far they plan ahead. Straight up. Some people don't get what I'm sharing. Some people just can't comprehend in their minds what I'm sharing. I'm sharing the plans, the takeover of the United States of America, our government. And I've been sharing in my lives. I've made 2 other lives of this book right here. I've made 2 lives of this book already. Please check them out. I'm making like a little mini series here. This man, everybody knew him as John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. He was not John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. He was a member of the cabal, the deep. That's right. He was a member of the deep state. They teach us young. They taught us young. And he stole my identity, people. He stole my identity at 10 years old. He became me. I've showed in my lives how they do it. We'll go over it again real quick. There's still quite a bit of this book. I have not seen ever. I've never seen what's in the rest of the book. I've been going through it. And I was on a live just now on Clapper with Mojo and Dizzy and a bunch of the Lions. And I said, hey, because somebody asked me a question, who wrote this book? But it's in French. And I don't do French, not very much anyway. So I don't want to share what somebody else wrote in a letter to me. This book was gifted to me. It was in the back of my truck. I got it in the post office, and I had not gone through it. I don't know the images, something, I believe Jan Bryce, was like German. Anyway, that could be the author. It could be. Anyway, this lion gifted me this book, and it's wonderful. It's got lots of pictures. Whoops. Sorry, guys. That's the same deal. That might be the author. I really, really don't know. I hope that helps. I hope it does. There's some stuff here. My phone keeps switching back. 2005. So this was probably a dedication to him after he was basically murdered, if you call it that. Anyway, hopefully you can look up, there's a .com right there. Maybe there's something on that in this here picture book. It's a wonderful picture book. It really is. I'm going to go through it. Okay. Basically what they did, my father, the president of the United States, they took him out for the whole world to see because identity theft is huge. They took my father out in broad daylight. They took my uncle out in broad daylight. And why'd they do that? Because identity theft is huge. They would have got another lookalike. If they didn't put his death on the media everywhere, they would have brought him back. I would have had a new dad. That's how they work. I got a new mother. Look at that face of my mom. And then compare them to the Jackie that the whole world knew. Look at my sister. Because I want justice for my mom. I want justice for my sister. They unalived my sister at a very young age, and they unalived my mother right here in 1975, and they replaced my mom. They replaced me as a child. And I appreciate you Lions that are doing that AI and the age apps and all that. I just sent Mojo a bunch of pictures of my ears because ears are an identifier, and I'll show you what they did. I already went through this I was a thumb sucker. I really was, but look at that ear. Look at that earlobe. I just sent Mojo. My ear has not changed except for on the other side right here. They tried to kill me one day. I was on a forklift, and they messaged the driver to pull out while I was pulling in. I flew off like a 6-foot drop off with a forklift with a pallet of military goods on it, and I cracked my skull. So my ear is a little damaged on the other side right here. It kind of like tore the cartridge a little bit. But there, left-handed. I was left-handed. I was a crybaby. Photo op, people. That's one of the biggest photo ops in history right there. You know, it's not like I was just playing around. There was a photographer there. Photo up, photo up, photo up. Anyway, I shared the other day when I seen this, my nickname was Helicopter Head. And the people don't get it. It was actually a noogie. They said it was because they called me this because I spent time looking at the instrument gauges on the helicopters and stuff. It was actually the same word for a noogie. When you get your knuckles and rub it on somebody's head, they would mess up my hair all the time. You know, these people would fix my hair up for the photo ops, and then these people would come around and give me a noogie and mess my hair all up. So then they'd have to come redo my hair again, but that's what the Secret Service did, and they called it the Helicopter Head Kid. And like I said, my father helped share how to teach me basically how to drink a Coca-Cola. And you can see I got my lips all up like that because I was sucking on it like a titty, like it was a nipple. I put my whole mouth around that bottle. He's like, no, you don't do it that way. I love this. I absolutely love this. That's when they would let you play with cap guns. That's when I'd play cowboys and Indians. They wanted me to get familiar with weapons. And I love that picture. That's a badass picture of my old man. Anyway, we'll skip through here. But what they did, real quick too, that's a big story. That's my toy airplane. They told me to go into my room and pick out a toy to leave on my father's grave. And I picked out that airplane. But beans, it's all photo ops, people. They put my airplane on the ground. And they gave me a little PT-109 boat instead because they wanted to build up the Navy and the PT-109 that my father was in. So they took my plane away, and I never saw my plane again, and handed me a PT-109 boat to place on my father's grave. And another thing, my father had, a lot of people say, oh, well, I heard your father's still alive. People, my father was in bad health as it was. He had a sore back. My job as a little kid, and they taught me to do this, was right before my father would sit in a chair to bring a little red pillow and put in that chair for him to sit on. Now, you remember that John Wayne movie where he had a little red pillow? But anyway, my father had a bad back, so they taught me to do that. I just thought I'd share that too. That's a yacht. I spent so much time on that yacht hid out. I had my own little cabin. And one time I stayed on that yacht for so long, they wouldn't let me put my head above the rail because they were afraid I would be shot. So I had to kneel down when I wanted to walk somewhere so nobody would see me, nobody would shoot me, et cetera, et cetera. And I've shared all these in my other videos. I want you to show you that. The hair. See, we were groomed, both of us at the same time, to grow our hair the same way. Ears are identifier. And I shared some pictures with Mojo of the ears. And where'd that picture go? I'm just going to step back here a minute. Let's see here. Dang, I didn't want that off of there. You have to excuse me. I'm clicking back on Facebook here. I share so many. Anyway, if you want to join me on Facebook, it's under David Quigley. I think I'm at about my limit on the friends, but you can always follow me. And you got this man right here that stole my identity for good. Little John Kennedy, but this is really me. See the pug nose? But what they did with this picture is they had us both growing our hair over our ears at the same time. But look at those earlobes. They hang down. Mine still do. And the older I get, the more they hang down. But if you look at those ears, there is an earlobe. Ears are a great identifier. They didn't want our ears being identified as time went on. Earlobe. I was a goofy kid. They put me through hell right there. That's probably why I was so freaking goofy. But if you can see, they grew our hair long. Trying to get back where I was, because I already went over this in 2 videos. That's the fake John and the fake Caroline. I still say that's a dude, straight up. I know John was gay. They teach him to grow up gay. I didn't like him, so I'm not saying he was gay just because I didn't like him. I just didn't like him because he was a prick. These 3 people right here, they're all fake. That's how they stole billions of dollars, people. They used murder and identity theft. They murdered my mom in 75. They murdered my sister in 75. Boom, he became me in 75. I think Wayne had me hid out. Maybe Wayne told him I was dead. I don't know, but they built him up. There was a few years where there was no media coverage. There was no media coverage. I think this is where I left off. Maybe. Try to do. Now, you know that ear I showed you of the little kid? Ears don't change, people. Ears do not change. Where'd the earlobe fucking go, people? Where did the earlobe disappear to? And don't give me bullshit. It grows back when you get fucking older. Don't give me no bullshit. He had plastic surgery to stick that earlobe to his freaking jawline. He is not the child in the pictures I showed you earlier. He is not John Kennedy. Look at that earlobe right freaking there. I can't make it any plainer. People don't understand. If people can't get it, it's just freaking nuts. Some of the comments I get. Trying to find one. It's not like this book don't have them in here, but I'm trying to do a million things here at once. Not a million. It's just hard for me to. Okay. The John Kennedy Jr. that the whole world knew after 1975. That man right there. The real John Kennedy Jr. thumb sucker. Look at that earlobe. Look at the cartridge. Just check out that ear. Look at the shape of that ear right there. The way it comes down. The earlobe. Look at that earlobe. It drops down. It drops down. Now I lost my freaking page. Earlobe. That's not the Caroline Kennedy you knew, people. Look at her pug nose. She's got my nose. She's got my pug nose, my mom's pug nose. Earlobes. And actually, when I was little, I had a tooth grow over another tooth. I think that's what it was. Why it stuck out. I'm getting there, people. I'm getting there. That was a fake John right there. I don't remember that picture. And Robin was saying she remembers there's something about him getting beat up. I I remember something about that, but that was not me. If you see, he's got the pointy freaking nose. That's me, the goofy kid. But they started growing our hair long right before the switch, right before 1975. They knew what they were doing. Our Secret Service, our CIA, knew this man right here was a billionaire. They knew my father, JFK, was a billionaire. And they were doing this right here because they plan ahead. They use the children. Get that long freaking hair. Covering those ears now. Covering the ears now. Guess what? That was more than likely 1975. I was talking about this. Looked like a funeral yesterday. And Robin said, yeah, I think that was the funeral of Aristotle Onassis. Look at the freaking hair over the ears. That was when people were getting killed off. And these three right here stole all our identities. That's when they did it. That's me and John together right there. John, George, whatever you want to call it. I don't even think that was him. I think it was a body double, because that is not John Kennedy Jr. that the world knew right there. It ain't. It's not. I tell you that by looking at him. I've got to know faces in my time, and that was not him. That was him. But that one picture that I just showed you with the big guy with the big nose, I don't know why they were showing that. He had a pointy nose. See that pointy nose? Y'all seen? Oh, look at that. That's me as a child right there. Look at that pug nose. And the earlobes. That is a famous photo of me. Look at those big fat earlobes and the big pointy, pug nose. Now, this is me today. I still got the pug nose. I still got the big fat nose and the big hanging down earlobes. Look at this picture. See any earlobes there, people? I don't. They don't fucking reattach. They don't grow back. Why? Because this man was not in any of those childhood photos all the way up to the age of 10, like I showed you. When they did the switch, they grew the hair over, and now he's showing it off. Years went by. They probably thought I was dead, and now he could expose himself as Mr. Pretty Boy, Mr. America. I want to thank everybody for sharing. This is my Facebook page, and that's a little video here on YouTube also. It is absolutely wonderful. That's the King Smarty. He's holding up a poster that I autographed. Actually, he got me one too. I autographed that one for him and sent it to him. Wonderful guy, King Smarty. Smarty'sCorner.com. Aristotle Onassis. I don't know what just happened. I was looking for that one page again. I made a video the other day. I share so much on here, though. That's a side-by-side of me and my father. That's that famous picture of me. That was a photo op, people. 100% photo op. There's me with my long hair before I cut it. I cut it last year, and people said I looked more like my father with short hair than I did long hair. And I needed to clean up my act a little bit. Not that I didn't like long hair. Sue Greenwald, Awaken Stories on YouTube. We've done many, many videos. I usually bring up a new story with Sue. But anyway, like I'm sharing you how they did the switch, how they became multimillionaires when they had no Kennedy bloodline whatsoever. Where'd the earlobe go, people? Where'd the earlobe go, people? It's attached to his jawline. It doesn't show my earlobe. Sorry. I'm trying to do it on my phone. That's me as a child. Pug nose, earlobe. Big fat pug nose. Pointy nose. No earlobe. No earlobe. Pointy nose. Hello, I hope I'm making my point. I need to make my point to the world because it sticks out in all these pictures over and over and over again. Hey, peace. I'm not sure who that is. I'm really not. But I'm telling you right now, that man stole my identity. They made that man a district attorney. And anything that man did legal with legislation, being a DA needs to be thrown out yesterday, people. Caroline Kennedy, the ambassador to Japan, the ambassador to Australia. Here we go. A picture tells you 1,000 words. I have never seen these pictures right here. Never have. So I'm going to try to go back. They're kind of sticking together. But I'm trying to share how connected this crime ring is. There's Mr. Pretty Boy. Photo op, people. They probably had him working out. Fake Jackie. Her facial features changed. Why? Because they murdered my mom in 1975. And that lady right there became my new mom. They murdered her. They took her life. They ended her life. And that's a fake. He stole my identity. He was a fake, a fraud. Okay. So you got, God damn it. Sorry about my language. I just spilt my drink. Robin. I need some paper towels, quick, pronto light. But anyway, like I was going to get at, what'd you spill? Just paper towels, please. Okay, so you got the fake George Onassis, a member of the cabal, a member of the deep state, a criminal, a murderer. He had his ring with the mafia. You got the fake Caroline Kennedy, my sister, that was unalived and replaced. Straight up. Then you have Ted Kennedy. Right there. In our government. Ted Kennedy. You telling me he did not know his own nephews? Seriously? And niece? You don't think he knew there was a switch? Maybe he was switched and replaced also. Anything that any legislation he ever did needs to be exposed and overturned because he was probably not even my fucking uncle, people. Straight up. Then, here we go, because this is big. You got the fake. You got the fake. Oh my God, you got the President of the United States. People, you asked me why the fuck I didn't come out? Seriously? Why did I not pop out of the blue and say, I'm John fucking Kennedy Jr. and this man is a fake? Because I would have been dead. He was a sitting fucking president. And he had his fingers so deep in my family's freaking billions of dollars. The Clinton Foundation, Walmart. Come on, people. A picture tells you 1,000 words. You got the cabal. You got the fucking cabal. Straight up. Oh, I lost a few followers. Maybe it's because I started cussing. Oh, well. Maybe people are sinking in. It's sinking in. Cabal. My father was assassinated in 1963. A couple days before my 3rd birthday. Everybody been president of the United States. I don't care if you're a freaking Democrat. I don't care if you're a Republican. They are all members of the cabal. From Bill Clinton to Ronald freaking Reagan. On and on and on. It's the same crime ring. And with that said, Donald Trump is right in there. He was best friends with him, people. Donald freaking Trump, my cousin, was best friends with this man. And then you got Bobby Kennedy, my uncle, best friends with this man right here. A fake, a fraud, somebody laundering freaking money to the mafia. Hello? Come on, people, put the picture together here. One big crime ring. I hope they show that one picture of Bill Clinton wanting to kiss my fake mom. Hello? How high does this go? How high does the crime ring freaking go? That kind of looks like that same cop when I was a little kid. Oh, look. Look at the smirk on that motherfucker's face. You know what this was right here? Look at her. That was the day that the fucking fake Jackie died from cancer, people. That was the day right there. That man just made fucking millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of fucking dollars right there. You know why that man died in 1999? See that smirk? He just became a multi-millionaire. He just made millions and millions of dollars. Now he can go buy whatever he wants. But the fake Jackie, my fake mom, was a member of the cabal. And you don't go after a member of the cabal. That was the day. There it is. That's his mommy's funeral, people. That was his mother's funeral, but it wasn't his mother. He knew it. It wasn't my mother because my mother had already been dead from 75 on to 90. What year was that? 93? Something like that. Oh, I can see we get some haters in here. Prove this, prove that. I'm proving it. You're asking the wrong person to prove it. Oh, look. Photo op, people. Big time photo op. Fake. Fake. Look at those earlobes, people. Look at it right here, side by side. There's his name, people. George. That's his real name, George. Look at that earlobe. What earlobe, people? What earlobe? I don't see no earlobe. I see an earlobe there. Look at that big fat earlobe. The real JFK Jr. sitting right here in this chair, me. That's a picture of me as a child. Look at that big old pug nose. See that big fat earlobe and that pug nose, people? All the photos are of me up to around the age of 10. Me. Fake. Pointy nose. Pug nose. No earlobes. Attached. His ears are attached right to his jawline. Big fat earlobes, people. Look at the hair color. Look at the hair color. Jet black. Brown. How the fuck does that happen, people? How do your earlobes reattach to your jawline? How does your pug nose disappear into a pointy nose? And how does your hair color go to jet black? And for you haters that I seen the comments on a minute ago, his real name was frickin' George, and he's pointing at you right there, telling you so. He was not John. Larry King. See Larry King's interview. See Larry King's interview on YouTube with this man right here. Larry King knows. He knew. He said, what if they called you David? They gave me the name David Keith Quigley. They gave it to me. Larry King called him out on national TV. What do you think about being a junior? Like you've never been a junior before? And then he says, what do you think if your name was really called David? Check it out. YouTube. Larry King. They put it right out there, and he smirked. He smirked. He had a little laugh. He said, I recommend it. I recommend identity theft because I lived a life of fucking riches. And that motherfucker had a price on his head, sleeping in the goddamn weeds with bugs crawling in his freaking ears. The lies you were freaking told. And the people still believe it. You all should be demanding justice for what they're doing. George, farewell, George. I can tell you one thing, because I was there. When this man and this woman died, they were fighting like cats and dogs. And that's how they died, screaming at each other. I was there. Oh, look. Now, I want you to think of this. Cabal, maybe. Cabal, maybe. Huh, there's no freaking maybe about it, people. Oh, look. Cabal, maybe. Not the fucking governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, he couldn't be associated with this man's organized crime. They wouldn't be put together with Epstein and the child trafficking ring. How could that possibly be? How could it possibly be, people? It's freaking huge, the freaking crime ring. Earlobes, people. What they do, what they freaking do, and who they meet. Look at there. I met Nelson Mandela. Me and him sat on a park bench, and I talked with Nelson Mandela. But oh, look. He grew a goatee. I never seen him with a freaking goatee. And there's his stepdad, big diamond merchant. I forget his name because I don't go by names. I don't go by names. But this, you got a man they made district attorney that stole my identity. His name was not John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. And he is dealing with people like this and people like that and people like this. Anyway, this is all getting old. I'm really hoping. And look. Oh, yeah, what do you think about the execution of your father? Oh, I think it was great, because we just made millions and millions of freaking dollars, just about the whole Democratic freaking committee. Looky. Oh, look, this cocksucker right here is holding up a picture of my dad. Look at the smirk on his face. Hey, guess what? We're organized crime. We're the cabal. We're making millions of freaking dollars. Yeah, let's fucking party. Let's drink some champagne, eat some fucking caviar, and celebrate how we're fucking America over. Anyway, I've had enough. I shared this book. I hope you all share with me what I just explained to you, how the cabal works and how they take lives and steal identities, how people just like this become district attorneys, power figures in our government, people that hang out with presidents of the United freaking States of America. How they do it. That's how they do it. They get a billionaire just like that. They get them married off, and all the money goes to their children. The only problem is it's not their children. I'll never forget that day. I called her my queen mother. That's the day she gave me a ring. And they switched us. The real Caroline Kennedy right there. Look at that pug nose, people. That was my real sister. They unalived my real sister. And they switched her with the Caroline Kennedy, who's in government, in power, probably a billionaire to this day. Anything they've done. Anyway, I got to clean up my mess here. I slobbered all over George. What I might do is go put an AR round right through the center of that book right there. Anyway, Godspeed. Please share my story. Let's get it out to the world. I ain't never going to stop. People tell me to give it up, stop. It ain't freaking happening, people. It's not freaking happening at all. Because I'm John Kennedy Jr. And I was taught, I was trained, and I love America. And I cannot see America falling to the cabal. You know how bad it's getting, people. You know how freaking bad it's really getting. And I hope I woke some people up. I really do. I pray to God I woke some people up. Mojo's been doing lives all the time, people, on Clapper. Mojo, Dizzy, and the whole Lion crew. Much love to you all. Hit that share button. Let's make this video go viral. What I just shared, everybody in the world needs to know. Everybody of who's really running things. And that's the people that kill people, replace people, and they sit as the presidents of the United States of America. We can't have that no more because things are just getting worse and worse and worse. Much love to you all. Thank you for joining me. God bless America, and God bless all you lions around the world. Let's get it world. Love you all. Peace.